Welcome to this week's episode of ADH Tea with me, Donna, tea pioneer in the north of Scotland.
And me, Sarah, Weenie Mama, intuitive empowerment coach, speaker, author, and disabled mom of 3.5 kids.
The information shared in this podcast is lived experience and personal opinion. It does not constitute nor replace medical advice. ADH Tea, the podcast, are in no way legally responsible for any actions taken by anyone as a result of listening. The views expressed by any guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views of Sarah or Donna. Today on ADH Tea, the podcast, we're trying something yet another little bit different. So it's basically a bit of a brain dump or anecdote or whatever it turns out to be. Timeblindness is a thing. And I'm aware that you, Sarah, have been experiencing, I don't want to say lapses in time, but the time blindness has been more prominent, I would say, just from listening to what you've been saying about baby brain and ADHD. Obviously, all the hormones are there, and it does not sound like a fun thing to have to navigate, I have to say. But yesterday, with the theme of time blindness, I have also been experiencing not heightened time blindness, but losing time because I get hyper focused on things. Now, yesterday I was asked how long something would take me, and I was like, well, I don't actually know because I've not timed myself, and mentioned time blindness, and somebody was sort of at the side of this conversation turned around and was like, oh, do you not know that there's a clock there? And I'm like, actually, I actually don't have a concept of time. I mostly don't know what time feels like. So yeah, it's interesting. I suppose if somebody's never experienced time blindness, then how are they supposed to know? How are they aware of that? And I suppose the same again, if somebody doesn't know that they experience time blindness because they only have their own lived experience and that's all they've ever had, which was definitely me, how do you know what time feels like? I weirdly feel I have felt time. There's a couple of times when I've been taking the meds at the start of when I go up a stage, I actually sit there and I'm like, wait a minute, this is what 5 minutes feels. This is what people are talking about. It's interesting. It's really, really interesting. But yeah, somebody tried to be sarcastic with me and they didn't say anything else in that conversation. But I'm hoping it's made them think. I'm hoping that I wasn't harsh, because if it makes them think and it opens their eyes to that, then they'll be a bit more maybe compassionate with somebody who has the same issue but not even confident enough, not comfortable enough to talk about it. Anyway, that is my experience this week. I'd love to hear a little bit about yours with your baby brain, and yeah.
Yes, time blindness is definitely a thing. I would say I've always had it to some extent. And I was just thinking there, it's like a doctor asked me once, did I have full feeling in my feet and legs? And I said, well, yes, I have full feeling from my perspective. Like I haven't lost or gained any feeling over the years. But then I don't know what everybody else feels or how much everybody else feels. So I can't quantify whether this is full for everyone or just my full. So it's really hard to quantify. And with time blindness, I've always had some level of, not too sure. I might think something's going to take me 5 minutes, it ends up taking me 2 hours, and vice versa. But it all depends on what I'm doing as well. And I know Donna, you and I have spoken about this a lot. Things that you could procrastinate over and would take you all day, I can do in 5 minutes, and vice versa. Something that could take me 6 months, you can do in 6 minutes. So like, yeah, it's very, very interesting, and it does definitely depend on the level of interest and brain engagement. I find if it's something that I love doing, time goes so fast But if it's something that I'm trying to just survive and get through and want to get to a particular point, then time goes really slow. Like I'm finding I'm in a new job at the minute and I'm obviously learning a lot very fast. And the weeks are just a blur of like it's insane how quickly time's going. Whereas in my previous job where I was much more comfortable and there was less of a, I would say, mental load, I would feel like it was Friday and it was maybe only Tuesday, you know. So yeah, it is very, very interesting. But I definitely am with pregnancy, finding that hormones are messing up my time awareness big time. Like I'm losing hours in a day sometimes. Where you mean we were supposed to have a call the other week, and uh, I thought the call was at like say 7. I can't even remember, but I was talking to you at what I thought was 5 o'clock, and I thought, oh, I've loads of time. I'll go and have dinner with the kids, get them sorted, and then I'll be able to join the call. And before I knew it, it was 9 o'clock, and I'd missed the call. So yeah, it just is. It's very frustrating, and for things that I cannot miss, like non-negotiable things like doctor's appointments. I'm having lots of checkups at the moment, obviously being pregnant, and like really important things like deadlines for things, whatever it needs to be. Then I have to involve my husband, and I have to outsource a lot of project management to him because otherwise things just will fall. And the mental pressure of trying to retain information that I know in my heart I will not be able to retain will make me slip up anyway. And things like diaries and reminders and stuff don't really work for me. They kind of frustrate me and I end up muting stuff and snoozing things and just not actually doing so. Having him there to go, okay, the appointment's at this time, now we need to leave at this time, really helps. Oh, and then when he tells me when we need to leave, then he'll say, leaving in 5 minutes, leaving now. Like he's my human alarm clock in a way, because, and he knows, and then what he also knows as well is it takes me time to leave the house. So if I have in reality 10 minutes to leave, he'll say 5, or he'll say we need to go now, knowing that I'll be out in 10 minutes, if that makes sense.
I love the comparison between time blindness experience and your experience of sensation. And yeah, how do you have anything to compare it to? That's exactly it. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And yeah, I think that concludes our Just a Sip episode, which I just made up the name. It works okay, doesn't it? Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode of ADH Tea. Let us know what you think about our voice note podcast episodes. Once Sarah goes on maternity leave, these might become more common. That's okay though. We will see what we can do about improving sound quality as well. If you would love to share any takeaways with us, we'd love to hear from you. You can find us on Threads at ADHT the podcast. Tag us if you like. And you can also email us on adhttthepodcast@gmail.com. We will see if we can get a full episode next week. Fingers crossed.